Hi everyone. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday? It's a Tuesday evening where I am. I finally recovered from the Clasico. I'm doing good. I'm finally recovered. I've had time to reflect on what happened on Sunday. I've had time to reflect on this season for Barca. I'm going to get some things off of my chest as I drive home. Let's talk about Sunday. What happened on Sunday? Barca started the game really well. We scored the first goal. It's 1-0. Christensen with a header. We're up 1-0. I'm feeling really good. Then we give away a penalty, questionable penalty. I don't think Kobersi really did anything. Lucas Vasquez, he made sure that he got all the credit he needed to get the penalty. Because cheating Vasquez, that's how Real Madrid players are. They're nothing but cheating, diving frauds. So he dove. He pretended like he was tripped, and he got the penalty. But I don't have any problem with the penalty call itself. I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, we've seen Neuer versus Saka in the Champions League, similar situation, and it was not given penalty. But hey, it is what it is. In the penalty box, stuff like that happens, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. It was a 50-50 call. I have no problem with the penalty call. What I do have a problem with is Cancelo allowing Lucas Vasquez, making him look like Dani Alves, letting Lucas Vasquez dribble right into the box, right past him, to give away that penalty. That I do have a problem. So it was João Cancelo's fault. A terrible defender. For all the attacking, all the talent that he has, that he brings in attack, he is terrible in defending. He's a defender at first. But he let Lucas Vasquez, I'm talking about Lucas Vasquez. He let him walk all over him, man. Lucas Vasquez, that's who he was. The guy who sits on the bench for Madrid most of the time. He doesn't do nothing. He's a nobody. And João Cancelo let him all walk all over him. Lucas Vasquez looked like Dani Alves. That's what he looked like on Sunday. Anyways, so it's 1-1. So I'm still thinking it's 1-1. Okay, we're playing okay. Not bad. I mean, he got a penalty. Then it's up and down, up and down. Both sides had some chances, until that corner. Let's talk about that corner where Lamine actually scored that goal. The cheating Madrid. Cheating La Liga, cheating VAR. They're always up to something no good. Always up to something no good. Always doing something, screwing Barcelona. Always. You can count on that. It was a clear goal. Everybody saw it. Everybody in the world saw it. Even the Real Madrid fans saw it. They know it. It was a goal. We should have been up 2-1. Clear goal. Lunin inside the goalpost. He was inside. And he pulled the ball back out. He was well inside the line. The ball crossed the goal line. And what does the ref do? He calls the VAR, and the VAR says, oh, we don't have cameras. We don't have this, and we can't tell. You telling me you don't have cameras? You don't have any of the cameras that telling you that the ball crossed the line. There are 2 cameras inside the goal, in the net, in each corner. And mysteriously, the corner that has a camera that can show that the ball crossed the goal line. Somehow, mysteriously, it just never worked at that moment. Does it surprise you? Can it be Real Madrid in Bernabeu who did that? Just so that people couldn't see it? This league, La Liga, this Real Madrid, I mean, of all the talent they have, okay? Don't get me wrong. They're a talented football club, okay? Why the hell do you need to cheat to win football games with all the talent you got, man? You don't have to cheat. You can win without cheating. Why the hell do you always have to cheat to win against Barcelona? Why? I mean, you got a loaded team. And you're adding Mbappe next season. Why the hell do you always have to be a bunch of thieves stealing football matches from other clubs? Right? Whether it's the Champions League or La Liga or whatever. There's always controversies. Always. They just cannot win anything without a tainted trophy or tainted victory or some kind of a bad call by a referee, Florentino Perez doing something, whatever the hell it is, they always have to somehow cheat to win. I cannot figure that out. For a club the size of Real Madrid, with all the money they have, all the players they have, they still have to cheat. What a shameful football club they are. The goal was a goal. Everybody and his grandma and a grandpa saw that it was a goal. It crossed the goal line. So Barca should have been up 2-1. Right there. We should have been up 2-1. And then, late in the game, on the 70th minute, Lamine crosses the ball right to Lunin, and Lunin punches the ball. He doesn't catch it. It bounces to Fermin Lopez, and Fermin puts it into the net. It really should have been 3-1 at that point instead of 2-1. That's how they stole the game from us. It should have been 3-1, game over. But no, it was 2-1, and I knew once it went up 2-1, things were going to go bad. Because with Barcelona, every time something good happens, something bad is about to happen. And I said it, watch, they're going to score a goal. And you know what? Within minutes, they come right back and score a goal. And I got no problem with that. That was a legit goal. But the problem I have is with João Cancelo. The guy was 100 miles from Lucas Vazquez again. This time he wasn't anywhere near Lucas Vazquez. The ball was crossed right to Lucas Vazquez, and Vazquez just one-shotted that into the net. And João Cancelo looking around to see, hey, what happened? What happened, man, is you're the left back and you don't defend. You gave away 2 goals. And then once that happened, I knew, they were going to score the winning goal. And of course, the dreaded Bellingham, man. Bellingham I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate him like no other footballer right now. The guy gets on my nerve. The guy gets anybody else, I wouldn't have felt bad. Anybody else from Madrid scoring that winning goal, I would have said, okay, fine. But just to rub it in and cause more pain in me, it had to be Bellingham. It just had to be. Just like the other game where he scored on the 90-something minute, he just had to score again in this one. That's how they stole the game. But it's Tuesday. I've recovered. I've had time to reflect. Madrid is the better team this season. I'm not going to lie to you. But you didn't have to cheat in that game, man. You didn't have to cheat. You guys don't have to cheat. Why do you guys cheat and then pretend like you didn't cheat? You got a better club than Barcelona this season. I'll give you that. I agree. You have a better club than Barcelona this season. But somehow, you still cheat and you pretend like you didn't cheat. I don't understand that. So, anyways, Barca's season is over. We got no trophies. We blew it against PSG. And then a few days later, we blew it against Real Madrid, two of the most disgusting clubs in the world. This was a horrible week. We got no trophies. The season is over. And now, we're still trying to figure out who the coach is going to be. The news is today that Xavi is closer to staying now than leaving. No, what the hell is that? Just get this drama over with. Either you're staying or you're leaving. Decide what you want to be and let us hire the next coach. This is the problem with Barcelona. It's like it's run by a bunch of clowns. As simple as trying to decide who the coach is going to be next season, and you create unnecessary drama. For what? And if you can't even figure out who your coach is going to be next season, then how you build a squad? How do you know who to sign? How do you know which players to sell? How do you even do any of that? So this is the problem with Barcelona. But we'll be back. As looks like we might be going back to the 1-to-1 financial fair play rule pretty soon, which is going to be humongous for us. That means we're going to be able to sign players like we used to do, like we used to sign, without selling any players or without reducing the salaries and the wages of other players. We don't have to worry about that. That's what that 1-to-1 rule is going to be. We do have money. People think we don't have money. That's not the problem. The problem is the high wage. So we're going to be back. But how good are we going to be next season? I don't know yet, but we'll see. But anyways, I'm gonna be hopeful, and I'm gonna be optimistic about our next season. Hopefully we can sign a defensive midfielder, because that's what's missing. That's the biggest hole we have right now at Barcelona. Sign a damn defensive midfielder. Not necessarily a replacement for Busquets, but sign a defensive midfielder. That's who I would sign before I sign anybody else in the summer. Because we can sign Bernardo Silva. We can sign whoever we want. Nico Williams. Whoever. It's still not going to solve our problem. Okay? It's still not going to solve our problem unless we sign a solid defensive midfielder. That's what we are lacking. You can't use Christensen as a defensive midfielder. He's a center back. You can't use Gundogan as a defensive midfielder. He's not a good defensive. He's a playmaker. You can't use Frankie de Jong, okay, as a defensive midfielder. He is not. Okay, he needs a double pivot, and we don't play double pivot. So, the fact is, we need a defensive midfielder who can run around, who can disrupt attack, who can get the ball back, who can pass the ball forward so we can run with the ball. That's what we need. And unfortunately, we're somehow thinking we're going to sign Bernardo Silva. I have no idea why. I mean, he's nice to have. I'll take him. But after we sign a defensive midfielder. So that's the something to look for in the summer. If Laporta and Deco, if they do not sign a defensive midfielder, we're in trouble next season. We are in big trouble. Because if you think this season was bad, next season Madrid is getting Mbappe. And without a defensive midfielder, Madrid is going to destroy us. Okay? Destroy us. It ain't going to be 4-0. It ain't going to be 3-2. It's going to be even worse. Okay? We might lose 5-0, 6-0 if we don't get a defensive midfielder next season against Real Madrid. That's just a fact. It doesn't even have to be Madrid. It could be City. It could be any of the elite teams in Europe. We go up against them, they're going to torch us. they're going to destroy us. So I hope Deco and Laporta can see where the deficiency is. The biggest deficiency is at the DM spot. We let go of Busquets, and we signed Oriol Romeu. My God, what a disaster. Somehow we thought we could compete against Madrid, Bayern, Manchester City, all these big teams, big clubs. Somehow, with Oriol Romeu. Okay, that's what the thinking process was. I don't know whoever the hell it was. It was terrible. Terrible. So we got to fix that. I would also love to, after we sign a defensive midfielder, we need a left winger. Okay? A left winger, somebody like Nico Williams. Nico Williams, somebody who can run up and down that wing, put fear into the opposition, who has a lot of speed. He doesn't necessarily have to score goals all the time. He can score 10, 15 goals. That'd be good. But that winger needs to be a true winger who can run up and down the field, who can get past the defenders, get behind the line. You know, so you have on one side you have Lamine, on the other side you have Nico Williams, somebody like that. It can go a long way of solving a lot of the problems we have in attack. You know, Rafinha, I don't want to sell him. I want to keep him. Because you never know when Lamine is going to get hurt. Right? But who I do want to sell is Ferran Torres. Tell me exactly what he does. Good. Name one thing what Ferran Torres does well. I can't think of one. He can't score well. He can't score a lot of goals. He can't dribble. He can't pass. He doesn't have a lot of speed. But somehow with his Spanish passport, Laporta and Xavi and everybody else loves him. I have no idea why. He should be sold immediately. Okay? It's not even a debate. Okay? Then the question is, do you keep João Cancelo and João Felix? I don't keep João Cancelo. Hell no. Let him go. Let him go. He's a defender, but he doesn't defend well. So what kind of defender is it? If a defender can't defend, then what's the point of having him? If I need him to attack and score goals, I can hire a winger, right? Like Nico Williams. I don't need João Cancelo, right? So João Cancelo, out. We don't need you. Thank you. See you. Now, the João Felix, that's an interesting concept, right? He does bring a lot. He's not a winger, but he can come off the bench and he can create a lot of plays. He can score goals when he has to. Right? He lacks consistency, but he does bring a lot to the game. You know, you can use him as a solid sub coming off the bench. He can create plays. He can make the pass. He can even score goals. So I don't mind keeping him, João Felix. But João Cancelo, bye-bye. Now, let's talk about the midfield. Gundogan stays. He's not going anywhere. Pedri, man, he's been injured too many times. I don't know what's happened. He needs to get stronger. I almost like Fermin Lopez more than Pedri now to start games. Because Fermin Lopez, you know, he had 7-8 goals as a part-time substitute. He can score goals. He can run around. He can defend. His work rate is high. He can get the ball back. He's got legs. Kind of like Gavi, except Fermin scores a lot more goals. Right? Think about it. You know, Bellingham scored 21 goals this season as a full-time starter. Fermin Lopez scored, 7 or 8 goals? As a substitute, not even a substitute, as a part-time substitute. So the potential for Fermin Lopez, think about if he started almost every game, he could have probably scored 20-something goals. So I like Fermin Lopez. Pedri, I would keep him on the bench, bring him off the bench, that way he doesn't get tired, he doesn't get injured. Now that brings me to Frankie de Jong. Frankie. I sell him. Sell him. We don't need him. We don't need him. He doesn't defend well. He doesn't create any plays either. He's not creative. He doesn't do anything good enough to keep him. For his wage, he makes about what, 25 million a year or a season. So to me, for a player who makes that much money, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. I would rather sell him, get 70, 80 million, take that money, save his wage, and use that money to go after Nico Williams or a defensive midfielder. Use that money. Because we really don't need Frankie. We don't. We got too many midfielders already. We got Furman, we got Pedri, we got Gavi coming back, we got Gundogan. We're going to sign a defensive midfielder. So at that point, Frankie de Jong is useless. We don't need him. Sell him, get the money while you can, and move on. And we also save about 50 million euros from his wage. Frankie, don't get me wrong, Frankie is a good player. Okay? But he's not great at anything. He's not great at anything. He never shows up, in a big game. He'll either get hurt or he'll be average. That's the problem I have with Frankie. Now, let's look at the back line, and I'll get to Lewandowski in a minute. Let's look at the back line. Araujo. There's a lot of talks about Araujo leaving. Okay, there's still reports today that Araujo is not so sure about staying at Barcelona. There are talks about Araujo, if we sell him, we can get 100 million euros. Bayern is chasing him. Same rumors that you heard before. I don't sell him. I don't care what he did against PSG. That boy, Barcola, he dove. He dove. He got lucky, and he caused Ronald Araujo to get a red card. I don't sell him. I don't sell Ronald Araujo under any circumstances. He is the foundation for the back line. No question about it. He and Kovacic is going to be the starting center back pair, period, for next 10 years. That's what I do. Koundé, fine, keep him. He is decent. He was decent at right back. And then toward this end of the season, he regained his form and he was playing well. We do need to think about whether or not we want a left back, because I don't want João Cancelo coming back. Baldi is hurt. I don't know what his status is going to be when he comes back. And don't forget, we also have Hector Ford, who plays really well at left back. If you don't recall, against Atletico Madrid, he was the one who started at Metropolitano. And what did he do? He completely shut down Molina. He completely shut down that left side. Maybe he doesn't go forward and, and he's not dangerous in that way like João Cancelo. But you know what? I need my defender to defend. And Hector Ford is a solid defender. He can also play center back. But on the left back, Hector Ford is solid. So we may not need to sign another left back. We can have Baldi and Hector Ford. Now, let's go to Lewandowski. He's going to be 35. He's going to be 36 years old pretty soon. Do you keep him or do you sell him? He has 1 year remaining in his contract. I have some mixed feelings about Lewandowski. I mean, this season he started okay, and then he was terrible. He missed so many goals. I lost count. And then toward the end of the season, he regained some of his form. He started to play well, and then now he started to play badly again. He lost his form again. Right? If you go back to the PSG match, that one play where, after we went down 10 men, down to 10 men, we had the ball. We were on a counterattack. He had the ball. All he had to do was pass the ball to João Felix. João Felix was wide open. He would have scored in a tap-in. Easy tap-in. We would have actually leveled the score. The aggregate, we would have gone ahead, I think. But he decided to shoot the ball and it went nowhere. So some of this stuff bothers me about Lewandowski. I don't know if we want to sell him. I mean, sell him, yes, if you can get money, but then who are you going to replace him with? You got Vitor Roque, but who else? Who are you going to sign as a center forward? That's better than Lewandowski at this point. I don't see anybody in the market. Do you want to go after Isaac, who plays for Newcastle? Isaac has been lighting up. I mean, he's been scoring a lot of goals, but Isaac is going to cost probably 90 million euros. But he's nothing flashy. Isaac is nothing flashy. He's going to give you about 15, 20 goals. He's fast. He's young. But he's going to cost you a lot of money. So who do you go after? I don't know. So that's the dilemma I have. So my gut feeling is Lewandowski is not going anywhere. Next season, I think he's going to finish off his contract next season and then probably head to MLS. Most likely, or Saudi Arabia. And that's what's going to happen. Now, let's talk about Ter Stegen. I'm giving you my whole season's kind of an observation. Ter Stegen. I don't know. I have mixed feeling. He is very good at times. Other times, he just doesn't make the key saves. Like that goal against Lucas Vasquez, when he came and he shot the ball, I thought, somehow a good goalkeeper got to make that save. I don't know. That's how I feel. I mean, like even against PSG, right? He made some good saves, but I thought he could have saved couple of the goals, So for every save he makes, he also concedes some goals that's kind of makes you wonder, like, why does he concede so many goals when he can make those? He should be making those saves, So I think what he needs is competition, right? He's been like an automatic starter since 2015 or 16. Now I think he needs competition. I mean, look at Real Madrid. They've got Lunin, they got Courtois, two solid goalkeepers, right? Obviously, Courtois is their starter, but I think Lunin has established himself well this season, and if Courtois is not careful, who knows what happens? But the bottom line is they got two goalkeepers, and having two really good goalkeepers are not bad. It's good competition. So we need to have something like that, Iñaki Peña, what a disappointment. But Ter Stegen needs competition, and we need to sign another high-quality goalkeeper to keep him check. And if he doesn't perform well, go take the bench. We bring in the other goalkeeper. That's what needs to happen. Otherwise, Ter Stegen, he's going to play really well in some games. Don't get me wrong, he's a top-notch goalkeeper. But, in big moments, in big games, in big European nights, he will choke. He will concede goals. That's been his problem for the last 8, 9, 10 years. Right? And so what I'm thinking is, the La Palma's goalkeeper, Alvaro Valles. Alvaro Valles is damn good. And he's getting coached under Garcia Pimienta, who used to be at Barca. Alvaro is really good with the ball at his feet. And I think he might have the best save percentage in La Liga this season, if I'm not mistaken. At least he's near the top. So, I would say sign him. He could be the successor to Ter Stegen, and Ter Stegen is getting old too, So, but having a good competition would be really nice. And I really hope we can also sign a goalkeeper, because that's a deficiency we have right now as well. And if Ter Stegen gets hurt, there's nobody, right? So, anyways, I thought I'd give you my full view of what's happened to this season. Congratulations to Real Madrid. I hope you stay miserable for cheating. And I'm going to support every other team until somebody beats Real Madrid, okay? I'm going to be supporting Bayern Munich, I'm going to be supporting Dortmund or whoever, or PSG. Whoever can beat Real Madrid. Somebody's got to beat these guys, man. I couldn't handle seeing Real Madrid, Vinicius, Bellingham winning another UCL trophy right before, Mbappe is coming. I couldn't handle it. That'd be like misery, man. I'm going to stop watching football if that happens for a while. Anyways, leave me your thoughts. I got my stuff off of my chest. I'm recovered. Sunday was a painful day. Last week was a painful week. But I'm recovered. I'm doing okay. I'm going to keep posting my hating of Real Madrid. I'm going to keep posting about Barcelona, the greatest football club on earth. I'm going to keep posting about Messi. Stay tuned. Take care.